Well, hi, how are you? We're really glad that you showed up tonight. And we are talking about homeschooling through the holidays. Homeschooling through the holidays can be so rich and full and wonderful. It also can be pretty stressful and full of tension and overwhelming. And we just want to give you some encouraging words and to talk with you a little bit about, give you some ideas about how to make it less stressful. So let's get going. Um, I've written some notes, so if I look down, you'll realize that's what maybe I could hold them up here. Anyway, so for me, growing up, holidays were magical. They were amazing, except that was the holiday itself. Getting to the holiday was really a bit stressful. My mom, when she got into full holiday mode, getting the house ready, buying and wrapping the presents, and getting the lights to work on the tree, and all of that chaos really put a lot of stress. I really felt that stress. And for me, uh, I didn't want that for my kids and my family. We did a lot of traveling. We would travel to North Carolina every year. But when we got there, it was amazing. My cousins were there, my grandparents were there. There would be a room full of presents. And it was just amazing. It was just a wonderful Christmas. But then when it was us, and it was just me and my husband and my two girls, and we had four, maybe eight little gifts under the tree, and we didn't have all of the excitement and all of the cousins and all of the fun, it got kind of frustrating. And I felt like it wasn't good enough. I felt guilty. I felt guilty that I wasn't providing my family, my kids, this magical experience. And so it really caused me a lot of sadness and grief that I wasn't doing it well. I wasn't doing it right. And I just didn't even want to do it. Um, it's interesting though, my kids didn't feel that way. I felt that way. My kids felt like Christmas was wonderful. This is all they really knew. They didn't really experience the huge magical Christmas I had as a kid. And so for them, having a small, quiet Christmas was perfect. But for me, I felt like I was inadequate. I felt like I wasn't doing a good job. I felt like somehow they were missing out because I couldn't provide this great, big, magical Christmas or Thanksgiving for them. So I want to take a moment and encourage you as you're getting ready to come to the holiday season and just put a little bit of perspective on some of the things for you. So, one of the things that I realize is that we need to step back out of the idea that everything has to be perfect. We watch all these holiday movies, and these holiday movies, these houses are, uh, you have to remember they're TV sets. They're not real people's houses, but they're decorated to the nine. They are decorated beautifully, lavishly, and everybody wants a Christmas decorated home like they see on Hallmark movies. But that's not reality. In my case, I got to the point where I really didn't even want to put any decorations up. And my husband finally learned, I'm like, look, I'm not putting the tree up this year. And he's like, what? And I said, I just can't do it. So I finally told him, I said, if you want the Christmas tree, you're going to have to go get it. So he went down to the basement, got the Christmas tree, brought it up. And once he put it up, I helped him decorate it, put it up. But my decorations became very simple. Instead of getting out all of the ornaments, I realized I just wanted red bows and white lights on this beautiful green Christmas tree. And so that's what we did. And do you know, whenever I look at that tree, I loved it. I didn't have to have all of the tons of ornaments. Growing up, there were certain ornaments that had to go in specific places on the tree. And my mom would step back and squint her eyes to see if all the lights were even and if the tree was just perfect. And my little tiny little green Christmas tree with white lights and red bows, it just is simple. And I really like it that way. This year it was really interesting because I've got grandkids now. And when my husband brought up the Christmas tree, he also brought up a box of the Christmas ornaments. And the kids got in there and they pulled them out and they thought they were the most beautiful things they'd ever seen. And so they hung all of the decoration, all of the ornaments on the tree. And I really liked that. It was really nice because it was easy and natural. It wasn't like it had to go a certain way. So I want to give you permission to cut back. Let it be simple. Your kids aren't going to judge their Christmas on how well the house is decorated. They will feel your stress. They will feel your tension. And so stop and think what's really important to you. Is having the house perfect the most important thing? Maybe not. Maybe it would be better to just focus on one area and just make that really simple and beautiful. Another idea I thought I had was to ask your kids, if they're old enough, um, what is one thing that's really special to them about Christmas? It's always interesting whenever I listen to my kids talk about Christmas. It's not the great big things that I thought were so important that they talk about. I remember one time whenever I was a kid, finances were really tight. And instead of getting all of us all the Christmas presents we wanted or we thought we wanted, my mom and dad said, we're really just going to go buy everybody a new pair of tennis shoes. So all of us went together. We went shopping together, which we had never done. We had gotten a small meal together, and then we went and bought shoes together. And that's still one of my favorite, and even my siblings, our favorite Christmases was when, as a family, we went together and did something a little bit different. It wasn't about all of the crazy Christmas presents. In fact, sometimes those years were the least favorite. So ask your kids, what is something you would really like to see or have or do this Christmas? So step back from the perfection. Now, as far as homeschooling itself goes, m- most people have a curriculum that you follow. You're probably one of those people that you have a curriculum, you have a routine, you have it set up so that everybody does this much work every day or however you do it. And you're looking at the holidays coming saying, that's going to disrupt our schedule. We've got out of town people coming. That's going to be awkward and uncomfortable. We have to go to another state or another house. And how are we going to carry everything with us? And how much do we really need to do at Christmas and Thanksgiving and through these holidays? Do we really have to sit down and get all of our schoolwork done every day? If we don't do it now, are we going to end up so far behind we'll never catch up? Well, I want to encourage you. Homeschooling is not just about completing a curriculum. Right now, you've got your kids with you and you're teaching them not just out of a textbook. In fact, that's probably the least important learning that they're getting. They're learning how you do life. They're learning how you deal with stressful situations. They're learning how to do a holiday. So bring them into this. Have them be part of it. Get the book out. Get your cookbook out and go through the recipes. Get your cookbook out and plan for the meals. Help them see how you choose what dishes you're going to create. Then make the grocery list. Have them be part of all of that. take them along to the store, have them choose which cookies or which pies, and then make them with them. Have them measure things out. They are learning so much whenever you're doubling a recipe, or what's the difference between a tablespoon and a teaspoon. Teach those things naturally to them as you are preparing the dishes and the dinners. As you're thinking about um, presents to get for people, think about, invite them in and say, could we make something? Could we add a cute little Christmas card on grandma's present? Grandma would love to see a handmade gingerbread cookie or a cute little Christmas tree tag on her present made by the kids. So those homemade things are really, really special. And take the time to do some of those things. The other thing you can do is change up, instead of learning page by page in a curriculum, do some unit studies where maybe you delve into how how does Christmas get celebrated around the world? What are other countries and cultures' Christmas traditions? How did Santa Claus get started? That's a fascinating story that is fun to learn about. So you can learn about different aspects while you're doing the holidays. So change up what they're studying. Go to the library and get a pile of Christmas books, and maybe make it a tradition that you get a fun little novel, a little Christmas, like the best Christmas pageant ever. It's a cute little Christmas story that you can read, has a few chapters. Um, if you get some Christmas picture books from the children's section, when grandma and grandpa come over, when other people come over, it's a great opportunity to say, hey, would one of you read a story to the kids? Or kids, would you read a story to grandma and grandpa or aunt and uncle? And it makes it a fun time for everybody. So one of the stressful things that can happen at holidays is that you feel judged about your education decisions. I know that now homeschooling is a very viable option for a lot of people. But I also know there's people that are like, well, if you're doing homeschooling, I'm sure you're not doing it right. And I've seen people who have um, grilled the kids, like, all right, if you're being homeschooled, tell me who's the president of, or tell me the capital of Missouri, tell me the states and capitals. If you're doing this homeschooling, you must be doing, and they start grilling the kids. And I want to encourage you not to let that happen, and just say, you know what, we haven't studied that yet. You also can say, I appreciate your concern, because that's what it is. It's their concern. They want to make sure that their kid, their grandkids, their cousins, whoever is getting a good education. But you can say to them, I appreciate your concern. If it's from your parents, you could say, you did a great job raising me. You made the education choices for me. And now it's my turn to make the choices for my kids. So we've chosen to homeschool our kids. And that's what we're going to do. And I would love to invite you to be part of it, but I don't really, we criticizing it and condemning what we're doing is really not helpful. So thank you for your care, but we don't really want that. You got to say it gently, but there are sometimes you just have to put that boundary up, because you don't want to be guilty. You don't want to be made guilty or make the kids be put on the spotlight or feel awkward about things. Um, the other thing you can say is, not everybody learns the same thing at the same time. We're not studying that, or we're giving our kids a very individualized education so that they are on their own path and learning great. The other thing you can do, and this is really fun, is to prepare your kids for to do something special for the family. Allow your kids to be a little bit of a star. So let them show off a little bit. Have them memorize a poem, or learn some Christmas carols, or learn to recite a Bible verse, or maybe the Christmas story. And so then instead of them being grilled, they get to shine. They can be featured. Say, hey, Johnny, come on over here. You would you sing your song for us? And kids love that. The grandparents and everybody around loves that. So prepare them ahead of time with special things that they can do that maybe let them show off a little bit. I thought about some other fun things they could do. You could learn some Christmas carol. What if you did a mini play for them to perform? Maybe you did a really cute little skit, or make some sock puppets and let them do a puppet play for the family. Make a movie. Get your video camera out, or your camera on your phone, and have them make a movie, and do something like that so everybody can sit and watch it. And so think about different ways, because what you're doing is really cool. What you're doing is really special. So share that with friends and family. Say, we were doing the funnest thing, and take pictures and show it to them. When you do a project, share it with let your kids share it, and just make it a really fun time to say, look at what we're doing. We're doing some really exciting learning here. So as you are preparing the house and your meals, do things together, plan the meals together, make the shopping lists, cook and bake together. Maybe have a game to see who can estimate, add all the prices of everything up, and come closest to the actual price for the shopping that you do. Play kind of like a Price is Right kind of game. And get the kids involved in the preparations. Let them help with the decorating. Have them bake cookies to share with the family. Try some new recipes. Do 2 or 3 different kinds. Let them look through the cookbook and say, I really want to try these cookies. And then let them and share them with your family, and just make it a special time together. There are some special times, some special things that can build traditions. Traditions at a holiday are really significant. Traditions in a family are really significant. Traditions help build special memories that will turn into connections, into traditions. And sometimes it only takes once or twice, and kids are like, wait a minute, we want to always do this. I've seen some that I just wanted to share real quick. I've seen where they've taken a tablecloth, and every year they put paint on the kid's hand, and paint and put their handprint on the tablecloth, and outline it in black, and write the year and their child's name on it. And over the year, you've got this tablecloth with the little tiny handprints all the way until they're grown up. And that's really fun. That's fun for the kids. That's kind of a cool way for them to see how they've grown. Traditions will ground you. They will kind of remind you that this is a significant time, and it just kind of makes it special. They make you feel loved and connected and develop a sense of belonging. Also helps build memories, and they give you something to look forward to every year. So try some different things and see what's comfortable and what works and what feels good and what you guys like and what your kids like. And let some of those happen every year and become traditions. Um, you might want to read a special book together, or have a special movie night. Maybe you make hot chocolate and popcorn and watch some of the fun Christmas movies. Finding Christmas light displays is one of our favorites. There's one right around the corner from where we live, and my grandkids love to come over and look at all the really cool lights. So do some special things out of the ordinary together that don't take a whole lot of extra effort, and are times to relax together. Resting and relaxing together is really important. And go outside, take a walk. laugh, um, just spend some time together. Another thing you might want to do is to reach out to your neighbors. Especially if you have some older neighbors that live in the neighborhood, ask them, is there anything that they need some help with? They might love to have somebody come over and help them carry the Christmas tree upstairs, or put some of those cookies on a little plate and share them with your neighbors, and connect with them, help them feel special. Whenever you give something like that, that really helps the kids see a way to connect and how you value your neighbors. Um, Helping your kids become thankful and share the blessing. I know a lot of times whenever you're getting ready for Christmas, you got too much stuff already. So have the kids go through and clean out their toys and donate some gently used things to Salvation Army or to a needy family. This is a great time too to get a family's name and go buy Christmas for them. Let the kids pick out a gift for each of the kids. There's usually many churches or schools will have lists of families in need, and you can pick a family off an angel tree, or through a community center. Find a family. It's really interesting. We live in a time where we have so much that sometimes it's easy to realize that even if we feel like we're struggling, there's somebody probably even struggling more than us. Or even if we can share whenever we're struggling or when we're not struggling and help others, that's so important. Um, but one thing that's really important during this time is to take care of you. You need to rest. You do what you need to do. You can't always do everything for everybody else. As a mom, as a wife, as teacher, as homeschool mom, as cook, cleaner, everything that you do, you need to have balance in your life and you need to take time for you. You can't add the holidays on without making sure that you are getting nourished so that you can be the best you for your family. So go get a massage, or go take a nap, or just go out and have a cup of coffee by yourself, or get together with another friend. But it's really important to take care of you, because you're the glue that holds everybody together. And I know that's so hard. That's such an exhausting thing, but you make life special because of who you are. So make sure you take time for you. Make sure that you rest, and ask your kids what would make Christmas good this year, and see where you can cut back on your expectations, and have a wonderful time. Have a wonderful Christmas. We're here at my homeschool place to support and encourage you. We're glad you found us. We are excited about this new membership program that we have. We're really good at helping and supporting our homeschool families in Southeast Michigan. But there's homeschoolers all over the place, and we feel the desire to help you walk this journey, not alone, but with support, with connection, with encouragement. My homeschool place is a place where you'll find that encouragement. We have weekly calls. We have calls that are just chit chats, just connecting. We have calls that are show and tell, where you can say, "This is something we did really good. It was really fun today," and you can kind of hear what's working for other people. We have calls where you can bring your questions and bring your concerns and get real answers from people who have walked this path before and are walking it now. And then we have mentor calls where there'll be a certain topic, and like this one, the homeschooling for the holidays. And so you'll get a whole variety of different weekly calls that you can connect with and get to know people. Another way that we connect people on my homeschool is in our conversations, which are forums. And we have forums for just about every situation. If you're homeschooling for kindergarten, homeschooling high schools, homeschooling kids with special needs, if you're a single mom homeschooling, whatever your situation is, if you're homeschooling a large family, whatever your situation is, we want to help connect you with other people who are walking that same path so that you get encouraged and you can hear how they're doing and you can encourage them. So we have forums you can connect with other people on. We also have some great resources. We're developing these resources. They're beautiful. They're unit studies where you can add real rich learning and real activities, and not to put an extra burden on you, but to do something fun together with your family. But one of the things I'm really excited about with my homeschool place is you get a place to put all of your records. You can put all of your classes, all of the subjects your children are learning. You can put, just keep a record of everything. You can print their progress reports. You can print report cards. You can print ID cards. I think there's a lot of different places that get discounts for teachers, and many of them give homeschool discounts too. So if you show your homeschool, your teacher ID card, you may be able to get some discounts with some supplies and things. But it's really cool because not only do you do report cards, but as your child gets older and needs transcripts, as you've been keeping their records all along, you'll have your transcripts right there. And you can customize them. You can customize them to say the name of your homeschool and just make them look the way you want them to. And then the combination is you can print a diploma. You can have a diploma printed right there. And so we have a place for all of your records from little all the way through. So it's a place to connect. It's a place to get encouraged. It's a place to find answers. It's a place to keep records. It's a place that you belong. So we hope you would consider joining us. Right now, we've got some specials on pricing, and we would love to have you join us. Come on these calls each week. Come get connected with the other families, and we hope to see you soon. Have a great night.